found my marbles. But that's where they came from, over there. I'm gonna pretend like I have enough room to work with here, but I don't. Now, as it turns out, that half shaft, it's not supposed to do that. So I don't have a socket big enough to get this off. So I'm gonna go with my rusty trusty adjustable wrench. And maybe, just maybe, I'll get lucky enough and I'll be able to slip that in there. But I doubt it, because just luck never, you know, luck never happens to be on my side. Oh man, just like right now, not on my side. I'm gonna need a big ass screwdriver to put in there. So I'm gonna have to put you down because I don't have anything to hold you fellers with. I'll be back in a minute. It really pays to have friends that work at O'Reilly's, because when you just ain't got money but you need a socket because you don't have one big enough, you're gonna need right here, you should probably use an impact socket, but you're gonna need a 32 millimeter. And once you get that nut off, that should just, you know, push back and forth. Well, it did anyway for me. And then you're gonna need an 18 millimeter right here to get this nut off. And then if it gets real hard to twist like this one's doing, work it back and forth, because when it goes good and then it gets tight, that usually means it's gonna break. But so once you drop this down, then you'll be able to turn this either way of what you need it to go. And then that half shaft, it'll pop out of here, and then it'll pop out of that boot back there, and then you'll be able to put the new one in. So I'm gonna have to set you down for a minute, and we'll pick this back up in a minute. Sometimes it just ain't gonna get any easier to turn, and then it just comes loose. And what happens is this it'll come to me. Just give me a second. This tie rod end will just drop out and then it fucking spins. So you got to take your jack and then bring it back up and then start to do the exact same thing again. You know, loosen it, tighten it, loosen it, tighten it, loosen it, tighten it. And it will, it'll eventually do what you want it to do. So I'm gonna put you down and we'll figure this out. What you're gonna want to do is, after you get everything undone up here, get yourself a screwdriver right in between here. And it doesn't have to be too huge. Just kind of pull back on it and it will pop out. And so here's the old one right here. Like I said, the bearings just come right out of it. It was not happy. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna grab the new one. We're gonna line them up side by side to make sure that they're the same. And if they're the same, we'll put the new one in, get everything bolted back up, go for a test drive, and hopefully everything goes good from there. Well, I'll be dipped. Carquest didn't come through. They're exactly the same. So we'll get this up in there and then we'll go from there. So it's been a couple days now since I started this project to put the new half shaft in, and what I should have done is taken this half shaft out first to make sure that these two splines were exactly the same. And I was in a hurry and they looked the same. You'll notice this one is not as big as this one, which means it's not the same. So I called Carquest and they said, you know, they'll just take it in on trade for the new one because it's got a lifetime warranty for $118, thank God. But this is kind of where it bit me in the ass, is I ended up having to take this apart to get the new half shaft in, but now I got to get a jack up in here to be able to kind of get this to go up a little bit, or, you know, push this down some, either way, so I get everything to line back up. And I think I'll be able to do it with just one bolt in here. I've done half shafts before where I've never had to take this apart, and I could get it out without taking this apart. And so that's kind of a first for me, where I've had to do that. So what I need to do now is just kind of bag up this old half shaft and put it back together, or not put it back together because it's not broken, but put it back in its box and take it back to Carquest, because yeah, I done messed up. So I'm gonna put you down until I get the new part, and then I'll walk you through putting it back together. Till then, catch you later. Pretty sure you're not gonna be able to see this too well. Well, maybe the light's on, so maybe. But let's see here. I'll open this up. Do this one-handed. Focus. Now, I went to Carquest today, and now look at these two half shafts. They are exactly the same down here, and I've already eyed up the other end and this end, and they're the same. So what I'm going to try to do here is, I've got this old cell phone bracketry thing here, and plow guy kind of plowed me in yesterday, so I'm going to try to maybe see if I can't take this thing and you know, maybe put it on here or something, and just try to you know, get as much as I can done here, and so I can get this thing back together so I don't have to keep shutting the camera off. But I don't know if that's going to work. But for a minute, I'm going to have to shut this off. So I will see you in a minute. So let me try to get some, you know, tools up and going, and I don't know how much I'm going to be able to film this in the dark, but I should be able to have this done tonight. So just hang tight. So my phone ended up dying, so I ended up doing all of this off from camera, but it's together. Say hi to Junior. He's a good dog. So it's all together. Brand new half shaft is in there. I ended up using this here scissor jack and putting it in between that body mount right there and the A-arm to push the A-arm down a little bit. That way I could get this put back on here. And then what I did is I just used screwdrivers and I put them inside here, and that worked out pretty well. And so instead of trying to put this on here with a ratchet, I just used my impact and put it on there. My electronical came from Hobo Freight. It doesn't hold up very good in the cold. If you let it sit outside for a while, it just goes dead right away. But I got that floor jack, well, not floor jack, but scissor jack out of this here Dakota. So that's my video on doing a half shaft on a 2010 Dodge Grand Caravan. It was it sucked doing it in this cold, but it's done. And I've decided that, you know, it's cold and I've got to go to the store yet, and I'm not putting the tire back on tonight. So thanks for watching. Catch you later.